Hi, Internet. Welcome to the Troyan YouTube channel. It is Thin Lizzy Thursday. So I'm recording a bunch of bulk videos because I've got a really insanely busy month coming up. And so I was planning on recording 4 videos, and we did a poll to see which songs I would be reacting to because normally we do, we mix audience vote and random song and try to keep things balanced. But the poll was so tight where it was a three-way tie for the longest time, and it's now only a two-way tie between between 4 songs. But I decided because it was so close, and like the time I checked it before this recording session, it was a three-way tie. I'm just going to do all 6. I'm going to do 6 in bulk, which is unprecedented on the Thin Lizzy Thursdays for this channel. But I'm just gonna do all of them because the voting was so tight. Unprecedented, very different. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to record the 3 lesser songs, quote unquote lesser songs first, and then we're going to do the 3 Thin Lizzy songs in a row to make it, kind of a treat for the viewers of the channel. So, because what I did was I paired, I paired Thin Lizzy songs or like bigger Phil Lynott songs with either an obscure Phil Lynott song or Blaster Riders or Blue Murder. Like that's the way I had the computer combine the songs for the voting, and like I said, it was really tight. So I'm just going to do all of them because why not? So we're going to start with Freedom Comes by Phil Lynott. This is a solo track, 1985. I basically know nothing about it. Thin Lizzy song, guys. What was the name of that website? Yes, it's like a rare Thin Lizzy website. Rare Thin Lizzy Guide. thinlizzyguide.com. So let's see what it says about Freedom Comes. Control F, Freedom Comes. You're telling me like nothing about it. Yeah, so I have no idea what we're getting into. This will be an authentic reaction. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive into this track. Sorry, was muted there. Oh boy, apologies for that. So, there's things I like about this track and things that I don't quite like about it. So I'm going to try to articulate it. So the riff is very much a Phil Lynott kind of riff. It definitely has Phil Lynott's rhythm to it. So very like it's unmistakably like this is a Phil Lynott song, and lyrically, it's all about just like freedom and working class and standing up for yourself, which is anyone who knows my political beliefs, like, oh man, I vibe with that really hard. So definitely cool with all that. But I think the chord progression, it's like mostly good, and then there'll be like a really ugly chord thrown in, and just like I don't know what he was thinking when like writing this chord progression, because like it's kind of like there's just some really bad chord choices that just like it just sounds ugly, and I'm gonna get some flack for this in the comments, but it sounds sort of like amateurish. And not that Phil is amateurish, but it sounds like when you're first starting in a garage band and you don't really understand like how chord progressions work, and you're just like putting chords together in a random order because you're just excited you can play an instrument. So just like, I'm gonna play this power chord and this power chord and this power chord, but it's like it's not really in a key. That's kind of what's happening here, which is I think unfortunate, because like the rhythm of the riff and sort of the vibe of the song is like what you want from Phil Lynott, but the progression is just like kind of a mess. Yeah, do you see what I'm talking about? So like it was like, the chord progression was fine for a minute, and then it gets just like really ugly and awkward and doesn't work. And another thing is like the chord progression is fine, but doesn't like go anywhere like during sort of the more repetitive part. So but also like this is clearly like it's a rough draft. It's not complete. It's him trying to get the ideas down while he's still figuring it out. So I'm sure the song would be much more refined later. This wouldn't be like the final chord progression he goes with. It's weird. Okay, sorry about that. We are back. Yeah, making sure that's back. Cool. Yeah, sorry, my weather radio went off, and I went to check it to make sure there wasn't like a tornado or something happening. Yeah, it was an Amber Alert. So anyway, back to the song. Yeah, I'm just gonna rewind a hair. Didn't really have any new thoughts, but gotta check that in case of emergencies. Right before the pandemic hit, Nashville got hit really hard by a tornado, and actually, I was sort of for the first like day or so, I couldn't like get out of my neighborhood because like trees were just like blocking the path. Like we didn't have power. We couldn't like trees were just like blocking the road. So just we were like. The house wasn't damaged, but like, trees in the road, like we just couldn't get around them with our cars, whatever. So we just sort of stayed in the house. So, definitely pay attention when the weather radio goes off, but also does the Amber Alerts. But yeah, back to the song. All right, so that is Freedom Comes. So kind of closing thoughts on the track. Um, There was a part that kind of sounded a little bit like Any Way You Want It by Journey, which is interesting because Journey's Any Way You Want It was written, inspired to sort of sound like a Thin Lizzy song. So it's kind of like interesting that loop that goes around there. But yeah, I mean, look, this is very much, this feels like a lot of demos by bands that you love. You're just like, oh, that's a great song. I wish it saw the light of day. And this right here feels really like a demo that maybe shouldn't have seen the light of day because like it's not ready. It's a sketch. It's a rough draft. It's like if you were like writing an essay for school and you didn't proofread it, and like it's just like you. Actually, no, it's not even the essay. It's like you took down your notes, your bullet points that you're going to use for your essay. That's kind of what this is. So yeah, it's a bit of a mess. Where would we rank this? I mean, you see, some of these songs, I'm just like, I'm not even remembering what they sound like towards the bottom. Like Blues Boy, I don't remember. Like I just remember, I guess it was like generic blues and why I ranked it so low. Yeah, you know what? This is probably, I like the vibe, but this is probably like the ugliest chord progression we've heard. And so even though it has like a lot of elements that I like, yeah, it has a lot of elements that I like, but unfortunately, just like that's a bad chord progression, and like you can't really recover from that, even with just like you know, oh man, working class rise against the oppressors. Like I eat that up, but it just doesn't sound good. Unfortunately, like the rhythm is there, the vibe is there, but it is a bad chord progression. So yeah, definitely curious to know what you guys think of this one in the comments below. I'm pretty sure you're not going to agree this is the worst song we've done on the channel. I'd have to maybe like revisit some of the bottom ones, but that's where I'm feeling right now. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video and in the comments. Bye, everyone.